Right now at 6, a group of parents in Sun Prairie is confronting the school board about problems with bullying, what they want to see happen.
And a woman shares her warning about online apartment ads that are too good to be true. What you should look out for in tonight's Call for Action story.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
And thanks for joining us. A group of parents in Sun Prairie is banding together against bullying.
They're speaking to the school board about their concerns tonight. Rose Schmidt is here to explain their goals and how the school district is responding.
Yeah, so we have not been independently able to verify that bullying incidents are rising in Sun Prairie, but parents who say their children were bullied have been trying to gather their own anecdotal data. Tonight, they're asking the district to make data on bullying incidents public and share their policies and steps on disciplining students to show they're following through.
How are you going to guarantee my child's safety?
A question some parents from Sun Prairie are asking, following what they say are multiple unrelated incidents of bullying.
I just had enough. My daughter was attacked during class.
Chris Gansky says frustration over an incident involving her 14-year-old daughter led her to Facebook, where she started a group asking parents to share their children's experiences with bullying in Sun Prairie. It now has more than 250 members.
Hearing everyone's stories and just thinking to myself, obviously, I'm not getting anywhere as one person. Obviously, these people are not getting anywhere as one person. We are not going to get anywhere until we come together as a community.
Chris gathered those other parents and decided to go before the school board with a list of goals, including clearly outlined definitions of bullying and data.
We want to request the school provide information on an ongoing basis about these incidents. We want them to acknowledge that there is a problem.
A spokesperson says the Sun Prairie Area School District doesn't condone bullying and has initiatives to combat and prevent it, as well as policies and consequences in place. In a statement to us, the spokesperson says, in almost all instances, consequences are not able to be shared with others in order to protect student privacy. This can be perceived as us doing nothing about it. Parents like Chris say they're hoping the policies are being followed to prevent future incidents involving their children.
Show these kids that you're going to have repercussions. This has got to stop.
I reached out to members of the school board, but none responded to multiple requests for comment. Other parents have also been pushing for an anti-bullying ordinance in Sun Prairie, where tickets could be issued to parents whose children bully or harass other children. The police department tells me it's supportive of anything that could help improve the quality of life in the city, and that ordinance falls under that category.
A man who made bombs in his far west side Madison apartment is sentenced today to 2 years in prison plus 3 years extended supervision. 31-year-old Brian Campbell pleaded no contest in January to 2 felony counts. In February of 2018, a neighbor called authorities after smelling something burning in the Timberlake Village apartments just off Watts Road. Inside, Campbell had chemicals, time delay fuses, pipes and caps, and 2 constructed pipe bombs with fuses attached. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office is asking for help identifying the driver who may have pepper sprayed a deputy during a traffic stop overnight. The deputy stopped a driver for speeding. This was on Highway 60 just east of Columbus just after midnight. Then officials say the man between 20 and 30 years old pepper sprayed the deputy. The officials determined the car he was driving had just been stolen before that stop.
3 Poinnette students are in police custody after making a threat of a school shooting on social media.
It's very scary. You want to be able to drop your kids off at school and not have to worry about stuff like this.
The school district worked with local police and the sheriff's office to identify the students and determined the threat was not credible. But to be safe, there was an increased police presence on campus today. The students who made the post now face charges of making a terrorist threat. The Dane County Sheriff's Office is investigating how a teenager died over the weekend. Around 11:30 Friday night, deputies responded to Dennis Drive in the town of Burke near County Highway CV for a 17-year-old boy who was unconscious and not breathing. Friends and emergency responders tried to save him, but he was later pronounced dead at UW Hospital. The medical examiner is waiting on test results from an autopsy performed on Saturday.
To weather now, warmer and sunny today, but maybe some rain tomorrow. Let's check in with your first alert forecast chief meteorologist, Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, the good news, Eric, is that the best chances for rain tomorrow will actually be tomorrow night. Just a slight chance during the afternoon, so we should see another great day. In fact, the next couple of days look to be pretty nice. A visible cloud track shows just some fair weather cumulus clouds popping up during the afternoon. Otherwise, Doppler track pretty much free of precipitation through most of the Midwest, including southern Wisconsin. It was a little chilly this morning. Low temperature in Madison dropped to 33, while areas north of the Dells were in the upper 20s, but high temperatures were generally in the mid to upper 60s. A few places touched the 70-degree mark. It was cooler near Lake Michigan, where temperatures stayed in the 50s. That trend continues now. Milwaukee at 54, Madison 10 degrees warmer at 64, and La Crosse is still close to 70 at 68, as is Mineral Point. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the lower 40s across much of southern Wisconsin. Will climb to the upper 40s pretty quickly after sunrise and climb to a high of 69 by late tomorrow afternoon, with just a slight chance for a late day shower. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. To kick off Infrastructure Week, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes-Conway visited a construction site. The project on North Blackhawk Avenue includes replacing the water main, sanitary sewer, and a storm sewer, along with new curb and gutters to improve drainage concerns in the area. Rhodes-Conway says Infrastructure Week serves as a reminder that local municipalities, including the city, are receiving significantly less funding from the state and federal government than they have in the past, shifting the financial burden.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos has appealed a ruling that would force him to answer questions in a federal redistricting lawsuit. Vos argues he cannot be deposed due to legislative privilege, which protects lawmakers from being sued. Earlier this month, a 3-judge panel ruled he has to sit for deposition and turn over documents related to the map drawing process. A lawsuit alleges the Republican boundaries drawn in 2011 favor their party. Democrats have set a May 22nd deadline for Vos to turn over documents. Ahead of the Republican Party of Wisconsin State Convention this weekend, a new report shows they've racked up $600 a month in interest on a maxed out credit card. That was one of the findings in a review commissioned by U.S. Senator Ron Johnson and other top Republicans. The review also determined the party missed payments to insurers and outsourced too much of its work to consultants who had, quote, few, if any, discernible job responsibilities.
Wisconsin's growing elderly population is living longer. That is according to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services 2017 death report just released today. The report found while overall deaths in the state are up 15% from a decade ago, the death rate for people age 65 and older actually decreased 10% in that time frame. The top 3 causes of death in 2017 were heart disease, cancer, and unintentional injury. May is a popular time of year for apartment hunting, but an area woman is urging you to think twice before putting any money down.
She's warning about a Craigslist scam. It also cost her and her friend. Our Madeline O'Neill back from the Wisconsin Dells with her story and what you should keep in mind. Maddie?
Well, guys, you want to be careful. Caitlin Matos Batista is helping her friends find a new place to stay. They've been searching for weeks, but a recent listing on Craigslist really caught their eye.
It's really high demand. Everybody is looking.
It seemed too good to be true.
$700 a month, accepts dogs.
From the outside looking in.
It was perfect.
But the closer Caitlin Matos Batista looked,
It was a Florida number.
the more red flags came knocking.
He basically just emailed back and he was like, well, you know, I don't really have much details about the house, but if there's a for sale sign outside, just ignore it.
Matos Batista isn't one to ignore signs.
This is kind of odd.
Especially when the man calling himself Michael told her she'd never be able to get inside his listed rental property.
He basically said, just go peek in the window.
If they're not going to let you in the house, that's a big red flag.
Laura Sutherland of the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection says potential renters should always verify the online lister owns the property.
If you want to Google some of the catchphrases to see if the scam artist has done multiple Craigslist ads that are identical, right? Showing you that, yes, this is just somebody behind their computer repeatedly sending out the same ad to see if they can get any fish on the line.
Sutherland says oftentimes scammers demand money up front.
He was very demanding.
Or repost listings of homes for sale, pretending they're for rent, like Matos Batista found.
He took the pictures from the website, the address, everything.
So she took matters into her own hands, calling him out.
He just hung up on me.
She says the ad is now gone, but it's left her with a lesson. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
We're not going to be giving out any card numbers, that's for sure.
DATCAP says you can verify who owns the property either by looking at listings on MLS.com or even just going to the courthouse. The department also warns this can happen in reverse. If you're listing your property for rent, you'll also want to do your homework to verify that any potential renters actually want to rent your property.
All right, Maddie O'Neill reporting. Maddie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone who has recently moved to the village of Oregon has likely met the welcome neighbor lady.
We'll introduce you to her and share how she's making newbies feel right at home when News 3 Now at 6 continues. If you've ever moved to a new town, you know how difficult it can be to find the best places to go.
One woman in Oregon is doing something good by making the process as easy as possible. Jamie Perez introduces us to the Welcome to Oregon lady.
All right.
Kathy Grender pretty much writes her own story.
I'm very busy this year already.
We're just taking one page from it.
They call me the Welcome Neighbor Lady in Oregon.
For the past 11 years.
It's just the connection that I make with the people that I meet.
She's helped people new in town get better acclimated.
I'd probably say close to 1,000.
To help them write a new chapter in their own lives and help add to her story too. She puts together gift baskets filled with freebies.
So I always put all these together. Anytime Fitness, a $50 gift card. Free oil changes, massage for women, $10 off a tanning rehab center in Oregon.
She'll take all of this and then hand them off to the newcomers at Firefly Coffee House in Oregon.
Well, hopefully I can teach you a little bit more about Oregon that you didn't know. Right?
A welcome gift, if you will.
Perfect.
Something she loves.
Yes.
In about 45 minutes, you'll get the full Oregon 101 rundown.
I'm gonna start giving you all this fun stuff to fill up your bag with. Thank you. Hometown Pharmacy, a little pill box for you. You have 3 doctors that work over at Lukey Storm Mackey. You get a free large pizza from Pizza Hut. Gary Willie's is up here by the first Quick Trip in town.
All this at no charge.
The people that I welcome, this is a free service. So the businesses actually donate all the stuff that I give to people.
And you walk away with new materials so you can write a new chapter in your new neighborhood.
Wonderful.
In Oregon, I'm Jamie Perez for News 3 Now.
And if you are a business owner in or around Oregon and would like to donate items for her gift basket, she says, please reach out. If you know someone who may be in need of her services, her contact information is on our website.
A limited edition whiskey will soon be available at a Sauk County distillery. The ingredients are just one of the things making the product stand out. We'll explain.
And lots of sun today, maybe some changes by later tomorrow night. Gary will be back with all the details. Your First Alert forecast is next. An advanced placement program through the Boys and Girls Club and the Madison School District says 100% of the program's participants will graduate this semester and attend college in the fall. The Avid Tops is a college readiness program that includes elective courses, tutoring, and summer internships. 900 students participate each year, and they have earned more than $1.6 million in college scholarships. Tomorrow at Madison College's Truax campus, the students and their family members will celebrate their achievements with a College Decision Day program. It is a busy time of year at Wallersheim Winery and Distillery in Prairie du Sac.
Perhaps a little more than usual because of a special spirit being distilled. This whiskey is a one of a kind, made with 3 different colored corn with a recipe like no other.
For corn, we decided to blend those 3 colors, matching the percentage of the American flag. The American flag for us is something grand. We have a lot of respect for the flag.
After 3 years of barrel aging, the limited edition whiskey is now ready to be sold, but Wallersheim isn't keeping a penny of the sales. In a special Do Something Good story, I'll tell you what Philippe's planning to do with the money and how you can get your hands on a bottle or 2 this weekend. Tune in tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Looks like to hear Philippe talk.
I know.
Gary's joining us now as we look at the forecast. We're starting to see some temperatures being a little more what we like them to be this time of the year.
You know, I've said this over and over again this spring. It just can't get any worse. And every time I say that, it seems like it can be. But at least we're you know, the days are getting longer. I mean, Mother Nature just has to warm things up. And getting the sunshine in here is a big part of it. Today, we started out with clear skies. Now, this morning, that allowed temperatures to drop into the upper 20s and low 30s across our viewing area. But this afternoon, other than some fair weather cumulus clouds popping up, it was a beautiful day with temperatures that were generally in the mid to upper 60s. Doppler track, pretty much free of precipitation across the upper Midwest. There is some rain in the forecast beginning tomorrow night and lasting, actually late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night. Amounts very, very light, mostly less than 1/10 of an inch across the state. There might be some heavier thunderstorms out to the west that could dump to perhaps a ½ inch of rain over parts of Iowa. But for the most part, it should be pretty light rain if it does occur at all in some locations. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville and the WISC Skycam showing partly sunny skies. Just a great evening out there. Edgewater Skycam downtown Madison also showing plenty of sunshine on the Capitol. Low this morning, a little chilly, dropped to 33 degrees. It's only 4 degrees above the record low of 29 set back in 1966, but our high of 65, pretty close to the average high of 68. We're at 64 now, but the air is very dry. Humidity at 34%. That's another reason why the showers that occur tomorrow are just going to be light because they're going to have to, some of that rain may evaporate before it reaches the ground. Low temperatures this morning, generally in the 30s across the state. High temperatures, or current temperatures are in the mid to upper 60s away from Lake Michigan. The lake breeze there keeping temperatures in the 50s from Door County southward. You can see the winds right off the lake there, but the rest of the state seeing winds either out of the west or just generally light and variable because high pressure is nearby. Eventually those winds become southerly and that'll warm things up as well. Upper level winds still from the northwest, but notice how the jet stream is pushing to the north. That's a good sign that things will start warming up. The subtropical branch of the jet stream staying to the south, so that'll keep the main storm track with most of the moisture away from us. So even when we do get precipitation, it should generally be pretty light, at least over the next few days until a stronger storm develops toward the end of the weekend. High pressure, like I say, just to our south. Winds pretty light around here. On the other side of a warm front, temperatures are already in the upper 70s and lower 80s. We'll probably be closer to 70 for tomorrow and then stay around 70 for much of the week, rest of the week. And notice the air very dry with dew point temperatures in the 30s here. A little more moist out to the west, but even there, the humidity is not very high. Our forecast for tonight calls for partly cloudy skies. Low temperature dropping to 42, so not as cold as last night. For tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 69, partly sunny skies, just a slight chance for a late afternoon shower. On future track, partly cloudy skies overnight, those temperatures dropping to the lower 40s by morning. High temperatures for tomorrow in the upper 60s with partly sunny skies. Again, just a slight chance that one of these clouds could pop up a shower. Tomorrow night, maybe a shower or an isolated thunderstorm with low temperatures around 50, and then back to dry weather for Wednesday with high temperatures upper 60s to the lower 70s. The 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures, like I say, at or above 70 for the rest of the week. Best thunderstorm chances are I think are probably going to be Sunday of next week and Tuesday of next week, but mild weather continues through all of next week.
Steve Stricker is really happy, so he started crying again. But it's a good thing. The story's coming up in sports. The wait is finally over for Steve Stricker. Today in Hoover, Alabama, Stricker won his first major golf championship, the PGA Tour Champions Regions Tradition. Stricker has his brother-in-law, Mario Tiziani, on the bag this week, and what a team they make. Stricker led by 2 at the start of the rain-delayed final round, just starts extending that lead here. He chips in for birdie. After that, he just plays smart, lays up in the par 5, relying on his spectacular short game, and it pays off with another birdie. He'll make that. And then he'll tap in on 18 for a 6-shot win over Billy Andrade, David Thompson, Paul Goydos. Stricker has 12 wins on the regular PGA Tour, now 4 on PGA Tour Champions and a major. After the round, what else? Stricker cried.
This is special. I never was able to win one of these on the regular tour, and I get emotional. I hate this part, but it means a lot. I feel more pressure out here at times to perform than I do on the regular tour, and I think that's just because I put a lot of expectations on myself out here, and to finally get this one means a lot.
Next up for Stricker, another major. He'll be playing in the PGA Championship at Bethpage Black later this week. By the way, Jerry Kelly had a pretty good tournament, too. Kelly finished tied for 12th at the Regions Tradition. A shocker in basketball. Michigan head coach John Beilein is leaving for the NBA. Beilein will be the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He had been at Michigan 12 seasons, has 829 wins in his career, all in college. Beilein has sniffed around some NBA jobs the last couple of years. Today he takes one, head coach in Cleveland. The Bucks begin the Eastern Conference Finals Wednesday night, 7:30 at Fiserv Forum against the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors won their series with Philadelphia last night when Kawhi Leonard's buzzer beater hung on the rim and finally fell through. There are differing opinions whether it's better for the Bucks to play the Sixers or the Raptors, but they get the Raptors. The Bucks beat them 3 of 4 times in the regular season.
It's exciting. I think everybody in here, ready to get the game started, Wednesday. But at the same time, we want to, stay, in a good place.
The Brewers road trip continues. They just started their game in Philadelphia tonight. It's a 10-game road trip. They lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs. Now they're in Philadelphia. Then they'll go to Atlanta over next weekend. College track. This is the 400-meter hurdles final in the SEC Track Championships. Who wants it more? Who wants it more? Who wants it more? Infinite Tucker wants it more. How about that? A dive and a faceplant at the tape to win it by a nose. And back to pro golf. Byron Nelson, AT&T. Tyler Duncan hits his approach shot to the right of the 13th green. Ooh, look out over there. Look out. Ooh. Oh, it hit a fan. Oh. No. By the way, that's his wife.
Oh.
No. Yeah, she's nice enough to come out and watch, and her husband hits her with a golf ball. Apparently, it's not the first time she's been hit. A couple years ago, she got hit with a ball off the driving range. Good news is they don't have children, so she didn't get hit on Mother's Day weekend.
All right, that would.
You can't make this up.
No.
Unbelievable.
That's why we showed it, because you can't make it up.
She needs to avoid the golf course for a while.
My wife knows better to have me anywhere near the golf course. There you go. Well, the weather actually pretty nice out there, and it looks like it'll stay that way for a while. You can see visible cloud track, just a few clouds this afternoon. Those will start fading out this evening. Temperatures right now generally in the mid to upper 60s, a little cooler to the east, closer to Lake Michigan. For tomorrow, look for a high of 69, just a slight chance for a late afternoon shower. A little better chance tomorrow night. Wednesday should be dry. Thursday, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon into Thursday night. Friday, dry. And then Saturday, probably the warmest day with a high of 77. Better chances for thunderstorms on Sunday. And then another pretty good chance of rain probably about Tuesday of next week.
Nice to see all those 70-plus temperatures in there, though. It has been a chilly.
My keyboard could punch in that 7 there.
Yeah, we are long overdue. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.